You basically want to bait him to attack this side. I just killed Odin by accident. Sorry, Odin. Odin's dead. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, Cynicalex. And this will be my final video for the APK of Marvel Future Fight. I had no idea that it actually reset when I changed my name, but I went ahead and changed my name on the APK just for fun, because this will probably be the last APK that I ever experience unless the devs decide to wake up and stop smoking whatever it is that they're smoking to make these crazy cash grab updates to the game. So yeah, we're going to be checking out KNULL today. However, before we dive into the KNULL legendary world boss, one of the few bright spots of the update, I just want to give you an update on what the boycott is going to be sort of aiming for moving forward. Now, there are a lot of people involved in the boycott, a lot of alliances across lots of different languages, not just English. You're talking like Spanish, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, you know, all these languages. And so things can get lost in translation, of course. And then on top of that, some people have different, like I mentioned yesterday, expectations. Some people have different goals, some people have different expectations, and some people therefore have different rules for what they consider to be a boycott, right? For some people, a boycott means not playing the game, like literally not logging in. For some people, a boycott means not spending real money. For some people, the boycott means not spending crystals. Again, it's really up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do as far as a boycott goes. But I will tell you, and I've told you this before, but I will repeat it, what the most effective things to do for a boycott are. The first and most effective thing you can do is to not spend real money after the update, because like any business, they're going to go and they're going to check their sales, and they're going to see how many people are logging in, right? Daily active users, DAU. They're going to check that, and then they're going to check their revenue. And then if they see people are logging in, but people aren't spending, especially on an update like this, where they designed it to make them lots of money, it's going to speak volumes. And for businesses, really the best way to get them to change their business practices is to threaten to take away their money, because if a business doesn't have money, it is no longer a business, right? So that's really the most important thing you can do. Now, could that, obviously, if a business doesn't make any money, could that be the end of the business? Yes. Is a boycott going to end Marvel Future Fight as a game? No. Netmarble is a multi-billion-dollar company, and they have plenty of games. You can look it up. They probably have at least a dozen games on record that are still active, that are still receiving updates, and that make less money than Marvel Future Fight. So they can sustain games for many years. Look at Epic 7, for example. That game's been around for like 8-9 years, and it's been making less than 3% of their whatever their revenue, which is what, you know, Marvel Future Fight usually makes between 3 and 5% monthly or quarterly, right? Every 3 months. So no, don't listen to people, or don't be fooled into thinking that a boycott is going to end the game. And I'm not trying to end the game. I'm not trying to kill the game or anything like that. Just getting them to make the game more fun and less pay to win. It's that simple. And so beyond that, you know, besides not spending any money, the other big thing you can do that really does affect them is lowering their score, lowering the rating on the App Store and the Play Store. That really hurts their visibility, so that when new users search up Marvel games, Marvel Future Fight will drop and won't show up at the top of the list with other games, aka their competitors, like Marvel Strike Force, etc. So that is another way to really ring the bell of the people that really hold all of the keys, the shareholders, and the people at the top of the company. Be like, hey, what's going on? Marvel Future Fight's making less money here in October, November, and you guys are dropping 1, 2, 3 points, right? Like instead of 4.3, it's 4.2 or 4.1 on the rating. What's going on? And then they'll look up the social media stuff, and they'll look up on Reddit, and they'll see, oh, the players are unhappy. Well, what can we do? So that's sort of the idea there. Beyond that, what do we want from the boycott? Well, again, everyone has different expectations. I've made mine clear in the last video regarding increased daily crystals, regarding increased daily mythic card farming. But as far as the reforged CTP system goes, I think that needs to be removed entirely. So anywho, with the KNULL world boss, we've got these challenges here. I just want to go through them really quickly. At the beginning, you see you have to use Moon Knight here, just so you guys have a heads up of what to expect. Also, you can see as I'm scrolling through the requirements, they do change. At the very highest levels, it requires lots of very specific categories of characters. So this is combat, superhero, human, and male. So when you zone in, you will see that it's an extremely tight list of characters. because you can only use combat human male heroes. So if I, for example, if I equipped Hulk's newest uniform, turns him into a villain, he's gone. If I equip Captain America's Hydra uniform, he's gone, and so on and so forth. So that's that. Moving down to the next requirement here on 80, we've got, instead of Moon Knight, we've got Thanos. So apparently Thanos is going to be needed there. And then here we've got Beta Ray Bill, which is pretty cool. He's an awakened character. Then here we've got Crescent, who is a big yikes, terrible character. Cash grab. Here we've got Sunbird, another bit of a yikes character, but that's okay. And then we've got Star-Lord there for 40. Down to 30, where we've got Mystique, one of the only support characters that actually does anything. And then here is the big juicy one, the big spicy one I dropped a couple days ago about the hint for Carnage tier 3. You have to clear it with Carnage. You cannot bring Carnage into stage 19, right? There it is. But you can't bring Carnage into stage 19 if he's not tier 3able. So yeah, and the only requirement here is that you have to bring a human. And of course, Carnage is human because of Cletus and the symbiote. And you can see there's another symbiote there. So if Carnage is not here now, it means he must be added, which means he must be getting a tier 3. So that's really cool. Anywho, we're going to go all the way down. Here's level 10 where you need Apocalypse. But we're going to go all the way down to stage 1 because with my regular cards, big long gap here. With my regular cards, this is extremely difficult. So it is no surprise that this new system of cards, or that this new, I should say, the new World Boss Legendary was purposely tuned. The difficulty was ramped up to try and push players to get these new card stats and to invest, right? So this is the main source of difficulty that people may justify. Oh, well, you know, I just got the new cards because I wanted to beat Null. That's sort of the logic there. And I'm not going to blame players for doing that if they want to do that, right? I'm not going to hold players accountable for Netmarble's mistakes, right? It's not the player's fault. It's Netmarble's fault. But anywho, we're going to try stage 1. Now, I'm going to do my best to try and talk through the gameplay while I'm doing it. But I'm going to probably try to kill Null. I say that with a slow voice because it's actually really hard to do, and I'm not sure if I can do it. Where's Medusa? I'm not sure if I can do it. But where is Medusa, really? Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I can do it. I did it once on stream, but it took me like 5 tries. And now this is the team we're bringing. My advice for you regarding Null, if you actually do want to beat him. Now, for those of you wondering, for the rewards, they're not very much better than like stage 70 or whatever of World Boss. So if you're above stage 50 and you can one-shot it, you're probably better off just one-shotting it and not playing Null because, again, the rewards are just not that good. But if you want the challenge and you want the fun, exciting, you know, different pace of Null World Boss, then give it a shot. However, be prepared because it is a bit of a nightmare. Aptly, you know, it's appropriately difficult given that it's Null, the ancient symbiote god. It's just a big bummer that they want us to invest thousands of dollars to play against Null because that's kind of BS. So here's the team I'm bringing. Medusa is here as the lead. There's no support, but we're bringing 2 DPSs. I think this is going to become the new norm for ultra difficult content. And I say ultra difficult content knowing that there is literally only one piece of ultra difficult content in the game, and that is this boss right here. But if they're going to continue copying this strategy, if they're going to see, wow, players really like this Null World Boss, let's do this again and again. And I think they should, to be honest, because the fight is really cool and really fun and difficult, but it's rewarding in that when you get better at it, you can dodge his attacks more consistently. This is probably going to need to be your strategy moving forward. Instead of bringing 1 lead, 1 main DPS, and then 1 support, I mean, not only do we not have very many support types, like, for example, I could bring Cyclops for 30% energy attack, but that's not really worth it. I could bring Storm for 35% fire damage, because it's elemental, for Ghost Rider. I could do this, right? There's a couple more that you can bring, but it's not worth it, right? Because you're putting everything on Ghost Rider and Medusa, and if Ghost Rider dies and your Medusa's not built very well, it's over. And you have a very good chance of dying. A lot, as you'll see. So anyway, sorry. I've blathered on long enough. Let's jump into the fight. We're almost 10 minutes into the video. I apologize. This is probably one of the best list of strikers that you can bring for this fight. And I think the 2 MVPs are actually the cheapest characters. Well, maybe not Sharon Rogers, but Venom and Ancient One are actually the 2 MVPs of this striker list. So if you don't have Ancient One, start building your Ancient One up. And then Venom, you need either this uniform or the anti-Venom uniform. It doesn't really matter which one. But of course, Venom is there for the heals, which are so important. And then Ancient One is there for the debuff removal. The debuff removal is super clutch, and it will save you so many times when otherwise you would get snared or basically just locked in place by the symbiote and by Knull's attacks. Right there. Removes all debuffs for 1 second. It's super, super clutch, the Ancient Cure. So let's jump into the fight now and see if we can manage. The first half of the fight, until like he gets down to about 40 bars, I believe, you're gonna be very close to Knull, and you're essentially just trying to burst him down. And that's why I brought Ghost Rider, because of course Ghost Rider, having that increased damage against villains, he does a tremendous amount of damage. I don't know if Knull has a weakness or some sort of lowered fire resistance. I haven't had time to test that out. But maybe we can do some testing on that in the future. It would kind of make sense because what we know about symbiotes, but it would also not make sense because he doesn't have those weaknesses specifically. It's just the symbiotes he made after him that have the fire and sonic weaknesses. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be running to the front of the arena and face tanking essentially with Ghost Rider, and then I'll switch when is necessary. The first half of the fight is pretty straightforward. So we just run to the middle here. You have your regular not warnings. What do you call it? You see the purple circles there? You've got the regular stage hazards. That's what I was trying to say. The regular stage hazards. And then you've got some ones that he brings along, like tentacles, big tentacles. You can see Ghost Rider actually does pretty impressive damage. The tentacles will do a lot of damage. There I got 5-second stun. I'm getting possessed by the symbiote there, which is not good because that will destroy me. It'll kill me if I get to 5. So we have to be careful there. See, we just stay in the middle. And you can see Ancient One is doing so much work for me right now, dropping those cures over and over again. There I'm taking some penetration damage. A lot of his attacks will penetrate your iframes, so you have to be super duper careful. Here we're getting stunned, and he applied a little bit more of that symbiote curse on me. I was just outside of Ancient One's range for the cure. The Ancient Cure. But we're basically just face tanking and then popping the tier 3 skill when we can. We're doing pretty well, actually. Once you see this build, though, you'll understand that it's going to take a boatload of damage. Such a cool fight, though. Really cool music. Really cool fight overall. It's hard to see exactly what's going on. So you got to make it there in time. So see, he sometimes tries to knock you back because he's then going to put pressure on you. Okay, so here we go. So after his health bar disappears, this is going to be the second half of the fight where essentially he is going to get angry. And so I'm going to preemptively and sort of for safety switch to Medusa, because if I lose Medusa, it's not that big of a deal. But if I lose Ghost Rider, that's my main source of DPS. So now the fight restarts, and he's going to do some interesting moves here. One of the most dangerous moves that he can do is one where he summons a bunch of symbiotes that will penetrate. And you'll see them in a second here. I think it's this one here. Yeah, so see, they follow you. It's really cool. And they basically bounce backwards and forwards. And they penetrate. So they have that purple circle underneath, which means that they will penetrate your iframes, they'll penetrate everything, and do massive damage to you. So you sort of just build up your tier 3. Okay, we're going to the next phase. Nice. Okay, he has a couple of phase changes that are unskippable. If you've also noticed at the top there, okay, he does this other attack where if you're not in that circle, you're dead. If you get caught in that red stuff, you're just toast. And it's usually a little bit away from him, so you have to know to just sort of run to the left or run to the right based on his position. If he's on the left, you run to the right. If he's on the right, you run to the left a little bit. Not too far, right? But just a little bit. But you can notice at the top that he has iframe ignore and he has something else. But he's completely immune. He's completely immune. There's no all defense down. There's no bleed. There's no stun. There's no charm. There's nothing you can do to affect his status. So you have to just bring enough raw damage to affect him that way. So here, this is the crazy part. He's gonna get on his dragon. Okay, we're actually doing really well with this fight, but he's gonna get on his dragon, And you basically want to bait him to attack this side. I just killed Odin by accident. Sorry, Odin. Odin's dead. Okay, you basically want to bait him on that side. Because then... What is that? Oh! I took a lot of damage. You gotta just do a little bit of damage to him here. He's got all these penetrating attacks. And he has this laser thing. Ow, 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 ow. I gotta heal with Ghost Rider. The only problem with Ghost Rider is he doesn't have a lot of... He doesn't have a lot of health. And his movement speed is really slow. So what's gonna happen here is the last phase. So what's really tough is when you get him down to about 12 bars, he has a phase change. And then he has another phase change at 7. Ow, dude, stop. Here, Thor is gonna show up and help you. This is the best part. So Thor comes in and he's like, yo, bro, you gotta kill him right now. LOL. Why did I take so much damage? Did I die? I'm trying to use my tier 3. Please die. I don't know exactly how long. I don't know exactly how long you have, but basically Thor traps him in like a symbiote cage, and that's the fight. It's really, really hard, and it's fun, and the animations are really cool, and the mechanics of the fight are really cool, and the music's really cool. The rewards, as you can see, are not really cool. They seem very similar to just stage 99. I feel like the rewards are a little bit tweaked. Like I usually don't get 22 of these. So it seems like the rewards are just a tiny bit higher. Usually I get about 16 to 18 of these on stage 99. I did get CCF. I don't think CCF is guaranteed, by the way. This welcome back reward is just for brand new players or players who have taken a long break, which you might be actually. And then you have this garbage stuff for this garbage system that I hate, which is garbage. So I don't want to talk about this. But anyways, you can see the rewards are not that good for the investment. So a lot of players are going to see this and be like, well, why would I play this when the rewards are not that good? Exactly. This is sort of the, and this is not the antithesis. This is Marvel Future Fight in a nutshell. You have a game mode that's really cool, that's challenging, that's fun, that's interactive, and that's really, really hype. Like just amazing fight, right? All these cool elements combined into one. Strategy, practice, whatever. On the other flip side, right? On the flip side of that, rewards are garbage. The rewards don't match the restrictions whatsoever, and they want to sell you on some garbage system that you have to pay money into to make this easier, right? So that's sort of the two sides, the good side and the bad side of Marvel Future Fight. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Null World boss fight. I don't know how many clears I can actually do per day on my main account, and that was stage 1. Which means I wouldn't actually be progressing. Now, stage 1, I only have a Valor increase of 300, whereas on my main account, my Valor is at 4,000 or whatever, so I'll probably be able to go higher than stage 1, but basically the aim is to do stage 9 because you want to unlock the requirements and the challenges for stage 10, right? Just an FYI, I tried that same team on stage 9. Ghost Rider was doing like a bar a minute. Yeah, a bar a minute. That means it would take him an hour to kill the boss. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully I won't need those new card stats, the penetration and whatever, the pierce rate. Hopefully we won't need these goofy colored cards to do Null. If we do, then it's kind of a crapshoot. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Null. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.